Hi, Dan. Welcome to the end of the Perth.
Been a while that we're actually sober enough to do a pub talk because
Well,
I
yeah.
believe in the last 3 times that we've attempted a pub talk, it's just
Not even a pub talk, actually.
the stars haven't aligned.
Well, no. We tried. This is the third interview we've done in a row. The first one, you were in the middle of the woods, so your signal didn't work.
True.
I was also on my knees in a bedroom at Craig Jones's Airbnb trying to get some sort of reception.
I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see that.
And then the second one, we did an interview the day England played in the Euro finals, and I was not on my best form, and I think we spent about...
Well, we actually did the first interview. I was like, well, I'm going to break the fight to Oscar and we do the interview.
Oh,
but
yeah.
then you said you edited it and it was about 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
That we just spoke about a lot of things that you can't speak about.
Yeah.
A lot of sensitive topics.
Basically how we agree. Okay.
There were a lot of sensitive topics.
I cut a lot of that out because it was like...
Yeah, you cut out the sensitive topic. You cut out the parts that would terribly offend people and get us both cancelled.
Yeah.
And then there was no interview left.
We spent 45 minutes talking about how Manel Cap brought it back. But anyway, we're here now. We're in Perth.
We're here now. That's all we need to focus on.
We got a fight.
We do have a fight.
Well, you have a fight. Imminent.
You have a fight too.
Yeah.
We can't talk about that?
Still no.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? I'll add it in the end of the interview and we'll just release it at a later date.
All right.
Okay. Any day now, allegedly. But talk to me about Gamrot, mate, because this has been one where, you know, it's almost like a cheat code, right? You beat this guy, you're right back in the upper echelon. You've got your Gaethjes, your Oliveiras, your Poiriers, you're right back up there. So do you look at this as like, oh, this is my slingshot back to the top? Or do you just think, one fight at a time, let's beat this guy on Sunday morning, and then we'll figure it out?
Combination of both. Like I'm experienced enough to understand that I can see like all of the perspectives from the different things. Like you can obviously think about what happens next, but you don't have to get too invested in it. It's not like I'm being distracted by what happens next. But obviously I can think about it and plan and start to do it. So it's not, it's like a combination of a lot of things. It's like even with a fight, it's like I'll get asked a question about a fight. I'll be like, oh yeah, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how that goes. And people are like, other people like who aren't actually fighters will tell me like, no, you need to be confident. You need to be 100% locked in and 100% sure that you're going to win. And I'm like, A, you've never had a fight in your life. B, you actually don't. You don't need to be. I don't need to be confident right now. I don't need to be confident tomorrow. I don't need to be confident walking out for the fight. But when I touch gloves with Gamrot or the bell rings for round 1, for that 17 minutes, I am unwaveringly confident that I'm getting my hand raised.
Right.
And like through experience, you learn that. Like, no, it's like being like mentally tough. I don't have to be mentally tough right now. I don't need to be locked in right now because I know it can shift. I've had so many fights and stuff like that where you're 100% confident, like walk out and bang, it hits you. Or the bell starts for the fight, bang, it hits you and you're not confident. So it's like you've wasted all of that time and all of that focus, like thinking that you were prepared for the fight. But it's like I don't have to be locked in now. It's like when the bell rings, I will be resoundingly confident in my success. And that's all I need it for.
I remember when you fought Jalen, you were saying like he's a younger guy and he's doing that thing through fight week, wasting his energy, you know, mean mugging, and you're just like, none of this matters. It's like you turn your energy on the fight. Is that just something you've learned over the decade that you've been in the UFC, by the way? Congratulations on your anniversary.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Did you, when they came to you and was like, because I kind of know, like I figured, I can imagine you being like, I don't care that I've been in the UFC for a decade. I feel like that.
No, it was actually like Ravindo. I do like a Sky Sports show. She's the one that told me. She's like, we're going to do a 10-year like special and just like have a little sit down and like appreciation. I was like, I know heaps of guys that had been in the same job for 10 years. I know the bros worked in the plumbing at the plumbing factory down East Auckland for the last 10 years. No one's making a song and dance and a TV show.
We'll get you a little gold watch.
About his. Yeah, I didn't even get a gold watch. I didn't even get a thank you.
Got a new contract.
I did get a new contract. I did get fought tooth and nail.
That's weird. They're usually so generous with their money.
Oh, they're very generous. They're a generous bunch.
But we're paid the big bucks now. Are we?
Apparently. No, it is. I'm happy. Yeah, it's like you're going to get paid whatever you're willing to stand your ground on and kind of demand. And that's like with any business. There's no business in the world that's just going to be like, you're just sitting there doing your job and they're like, come up, you want a promotion, mate? Like, it's just not how any business operates. Like, I don't take anything personally. I don't take the like backlash and criticism you receive from the UFC personally. Like, it's business.
Do you think there was do you think they had to have an attitude shift of reminding themselves that you're not just here to make up the numbers, you're here because you're trying to achieve a world title at the end of this? They needed a bit of an...
You have to demand it because they're like real honest with you about it. They're just like, you old. Dog, you old.
You passed it. You're what?
Dog, you had some fights. Like, that's what the, like, the negotiations are like. Wow, Dan's been in the UFC for 10 years. What a great guy. He's put on some really exciting fights. Like, it's not like that. It's like, guys beat.
Remember when he donated his brain cells for
us?
Guys
beat. Guys been hit too many times. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a cold game, brother. That's why when a young fighter's like, hey, I'm thinking about pursuing a career as a UFC fighter, they're like, what do you think? I'm like, I say the same thing every time. I say, stay in school.
Yeah.
I say, do your homework, go to church, get a real job. I say, cop does not for you, brother.
Just trying to work out how many of those lists you ticked off. Don't think
I didn't do any of those, and that's why I am the way I am.
When we look at Gamrot, right, on paper, it would seem he's got a wrestle-heavy offense, and a lot of his fights... All right, he's got a wrestle-heavy offense.
Okay, all right. Fuck, no beating around the bush.
All right, he wrestles a lot.
Yeah, he's got arms and legs, and he swings them out now and then. Doesn't mean he strikes.
Right, but he comes out there and he goes for the takedown. He's kind of like Marab-esque, where he's just like takedown attempt, takedown attempt, takedown attempt. Kind of in that way makes your training a little bit more simple, right? Because you kind of know what to expect. It's not like he's going to come out there and do a cartwheel kick on your face. So in that sense, does it make the fight easier to approach, or does it just think like, well, fuck, what if he does change something up? I have to fucking...
Well, he won't, but it's like very...
He won't.
Like, he won't. What's he going to do? Pretend to stand with me? Like, that's the worst... That's a terrible idea, my friend.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, like, I just operate at a distance that he doesn't understand. It's like, that's the main thing. I feel like this fight can go one or two ways, and it's like best case scenario or worst case scenario for me, and I feel like it's either he just doesn't have the tools to cover that distance between me and him, starts to panic from range as I'm getting picked off, and it's like a pues, where he's just like, the guy just looks silly just because he just doesn't understand a range that I operate at. Or like worst case scenario for me is he grabs a hold of me for 2.5 rounds. I scramble back to my feet. I look at the clock. There's a minute on the clock. There's 30 seconds on the clock. And I just slide all my chips over the table. And I go, fuck it. And I try and punch a hole through his head. It's like both of those, even best case scenario for him is like, you don't even want that. Like, you don't even want that. It's like the Turner fight opened a lot of people's eyes. It's like, bro, you hurt this guy. If you take everything from him, he doesn't just curl up and quit.
Yeah.
Like, if you back him against a wall, it's like, it's terrible. I feel like for him, the best way that this fight can possibly play out is like, it's like a real close fight where I think I'm winning.
Right.
And then I'm actually not. Like, I feel like that's like...
Yeah, but that's where Eugene and that comes in.
Yeah, they'll tell me I'm not. But I'm looking at them
and then you'll go, I don't believe
tell me when to let them go. Because I will let them... Like, I want to do it from the first second of the first round. But it's like, I'll wait till Eugene Twist tell me it's time, brother. It's time.
How electric will the crowd be if you get the knockout, you get the knee knockout, right? It comes in, you catch.
Oh
it.
man, bro, I'm like a $3. I'm like a $3 dog, like 3-to-1 dog.
I didn't
like,
even know
that's, that. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. I want to put.
It's a shame you can't bet on yourself.
I want to put money. Oh,
Yeah.
Good. You want to jump
Just doing
in?
it. Do you want to jump in? Thanks. Oh, it's this is Dan Hooker. He fights on Sunday morning.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, no.
Oh, that's a shame. He's really.
Oh, one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few of us staying here.
Yeah.
Wicked. Nah, great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You're staying here?
Yeah, staying at the towers.
Awesome. When is the fight?
It's on
Sunday
morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
You'll see
thank
him
you.
coming back in bloody and bruised.
Yeah, hopefully.
Or hugged
All
to
right,
death.
cool.
I think I'm okay, Dan.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much.
Yeah, no, wicked.
Oh, that was always going to happen eventually.
Read the room, though.
Yeah, well, we're both holding microphones and there's a camera pointing at us.
You want to take a seat, or?
Yeah, we did offer. Do you remember when we used to do this? I'd call ahead, check with the pub manager, make sure
But
it's
it's
okay.
like more fun when they just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Mate, I was surprised the amount of pubs that we can just put a camera and start talking to each other and no one says a fucking word. Like that is really.
Well, do you remember in Sydney we just helped ourselves to our own floor? We just walked
They
upstairs
loved it
and-
though.
Yeah,
They loved it. They
Yeah.
were like, another round,
Yeah.
boys.
Oh, no, that was Perth. Do you remember that they gave us
Nah,
the
I
room?
was blind.
Yeah, Perth was a rough weekend for us that time.
I was absolutely blind.
Ironically, I put you to bed in this hotel.
It wasn't even this hotel.
Well, it was the Crown.
Yeah, it was
Don't
one
look
of
it up.
them.
But yeah.
Don't look
Wrapped
it
him up like a
Don't look
burrito.
it up.
Anyway, so yeah, but with the Gamrot fight, I feel like it's just the perfect opportunity at the perfect time. I think maybe they gave it to you because of the contract. I think they also gave it to you because he's a tough guy for them to match up. He's not exactly a guy that everyone wants to fight, really, especially the guys above him.
I don't think that's it. I think it's he's not like in terms of especially the top five, like the bigger name guys are all coming off losses. Poirier, Chandler, Gagey, Oliveira, all coming off losses. So there's like if you look down, there's supposed to be Arman and Islam fighting. The next guy in line is Gamrot, but he's not like the most marketable fighter, and he needs a guy. He needs like an exciting guy with like a decent name to build him some kind of steam up.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why they've pretty much come to him and said like, you're gonna have to fly if you want
The
a
physique
big
fight fucked up, so now we give you Hooker.
If you're big, like if you want an opportunity, if you want a big fight, like
Yeah.
you have to fly to Perth and you have to do this, and it's like win-win for the UFC. It's like either they get like an exciting fighter back in the mix, back in the top 5, on a win streak, which is rare. Like 9 of the top 15 guys, not even counting Max Holloway. So there's like 9 of 14 are all coming off losses. So most of the division is coming off losses.
Do you still look at obviously the Islam fight went the way it went? There was obviously crazy circumstances around that fight. Do you think that harms your chances of getting that rematch, or do you just keep tweeting the words IV and letters IV at him until you get it through a sort of weird feud that you've
We'll see,
manufactured?
mate. We'll see. I might just drink another box of White Claws on Sunday and Sunday afternoon and just piss off half the world again.
Yeah.
I might.
You are good at it.
I might feel like doing that again.
I went through all our old stuff, and there was the video, ironically enough, of Perth when you made the IV accusation of him, and there was a lot of very angry comments from those.
Care factor.
Yes, no.
Care factor. Water off a dick's back. That's really all that is. If you think I care,
I don't.
you are highly.
I don't. We got also on this Saturday, we got Craig Jones's Invitational. Bears the question, when was the last time you fought a woman?
Nah, I keep my hands to myself with the ladies, actually.
I was a 13-year-old.
Verbally.
No, a 13-year-old.
My sister, I'm about like maybe 2 and 47 against my sister.
She's the 47?
Kicked the shit. They used to beat me up, but it's funny that neither of them remember any of that.
That's
like you grow up and they're just like, they can't remember a single thing, but they used to beat those out of me.
Do you know, I want to hear a good expression about that? The axe forgets what the tree remembers.
Yeah.
There you go.
I get ya.
There you go. Look at us coming out with all the philosophical comments this week.
You know?
Yeah. I remember when I was 8, a 13-year-old girl punched me and dropped me on the playground.
That's an age difference, and they do grow like.
She
a
was
lot.
bigger.
Yeah. They do grow bigger a lot sooner too.
Yeah. Should have done her for assault, really.
But
I didn't.
Snitches get stitches.
Yeah,
though.
and also I did say that she couldn't get a boyfriend, so her dad fucked her and said she was shit. That's why she punched me. So.
Well, that's fair then.
Yeah, I learned that language off my cousin.
I will acknowledge the fairness in which that punch was executed.
Well, we're about equality here on Pub Talk. Do you feel that the next logical fight, I know we've got all the Sunday and everything to get through, the next logical fight is Oliveira for the Battle of the Blondes? You took his hair shit, dude. You took his style.
It's so easy for me to get it done, though. It'll be far more difficult for him to get it done. Like, I was blonde when I was a kid. So who stole it first?
You're right. Well, you. I think you.
I do like it. I do like the blonde hair. But if you think around, if you're sitting at home thinking I just watch Charles Oliveira and go,
No,
but I don't care.
I think what happened was you sat there and went, I'm going to dye my hair blonde. And that was about as much thought that went into it.
That's about as much thought. Yeah. Someone said you need to think twice about things, and I'm saying that's awfully brave of you to assume I even thought once.
I rewatched our first ever interview the other day, and it was the day after you accepted the Islam fight, and I said, where are you going to stay for this camp? And you just went, I'm a very impulsive person. That's what you said, and nothing has changed. You're still the same.
Instinctual.
It's worked out well. You're getting paid pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah. Are you happy in your work, in your life?
Oh, I love fighting. Like, there's nothing else I would rather do. Like, obviously, the time off, like, you just grow like a new appreciation for all of it, because it's so finite, and the sport moves so quickly, and when you walk away from it, it'll be done. You can lose this thing in like an instant. So all of these special moments, especially this weekend with Kai and Israel and stuff like that, you don't take for granted. Like, I appreciate being here and all of that love and support from all of the fans, because it just moves so quickly. Yeah.
If you were Michael Chandler, would you carry on waiting for Conor?
Well, he's in like a funny position. Like, he could fight 10 different times, and like, it's like, wait for that one fight or fight 10 killers.
Yeah.
It's like he's probably better off sitting and waiting, and he's committed this far. It's like to pull out now. That was like what I was thinking. So when you talk about Oliveira, I feel like that's setting the bar too small, because who else in the division has something that anyone wants? Like, if I'm Gagey or Poirier, like, do I want to fight Charles Oliveira? Because what do you get?
Yeah.
Do I want to fight Chandler? It's like, do I want to fight... Who is the only guy with this win that's like an exciting guy that's actually going to fight that has some kind of momentum?
Yeah.
It's like a winner, you're top 5 with a 3-fight win streak. It's like you're Aman, who's Aman's going to wait for the title, and he'd be dumb if he didn't.
Yeah. Unless they did an interim, but no one seems to know how hurt Islam actually is with his hand.
They can't do it.
They obviously can do whatever the fuck they want. They've got Aspinall sitting over there with John and Stipe just cooking along for 30 years.
You get pay-per-view points for...
Allegedly, I believe so, yeah.
Well, I do it interim because that's...
Then you get pay-per-view points for the title.
I'm here for the money. Yeah, it's like a...
You're not, remember, you're here for the title. That was the whole thing.
Nah, but I'm here for the title because of the money. Like, it's like I'm very self-aware of like how everything goes. It's funny when you have to like look yourself in the mirror and then like actually it was when the like UFC Countdown team came and they like talked to me, and I haven't seen the countdown, but I guarantee that 99% of the shit I said in the UFC
actually you're not in it a lot
countdown video did not get publicized, because I was like, I know what they want you to say, and it's like there's cheese dick answers like sitting there like, yeah, I do it for my family, I do it for this. No, I don't do it for my family. They don't want me to do this. Like, are you serious? Like, you think my missus would care less, or my family would care less if I was a UFC fighter? Like, they would probably prefer that you just
became a builder.
You become a builder, or like become a normal job in which you're not sacrificing your health. So you can't say that you're doing it for your family or doing it for your kids. You cannot say that. That's like a contradiction. And then to just say you're doing it for the money is like, that's kind of false as well, because if I to live a modest lifestyle, I have enough money to provide for my family for the rest of my life without working. So you can't even then say it's for the money. So you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, well, it's for greed, right? Like, it's for nice. That's a real talk. Like this, it's for nicer shit. It's for like a Louis bag.
Vuitton.
It's for a Louis bag, and it's for a
Range Rover.
It's for a Range Rover. Well, I already got that shit. It's for like a newer Mercedes.
Yeah.
It's for like a newer Range Rover. It's for a bigger house with more technology. Like, yeah, I am like just sacrificing my health for greed.
There's the headline.
And
right?
it is.
Yeah, listen, I think
it's not even a lie.
One of the things
you can't even say it's for the title, because I only want the title because you get way more money. So I can buy even more shit.
It's actually funny, as I've gotten older, I've realised, and there are certain fighters that I find really hard to cover that I'll remain nameless because of this. But basically, like, all I want from someone that I deal with in life is self-awareness. Like, I'm self-aware.
Yeah.
I know I can be an annoying twat.
Well, I can see them like lying. Like, they're sitting
But
there
then
and
you
they're
get
like,
guys-
I do it for my family. It's
Not
like,
even
bro,
that, but
your
you get
family
guys like,
doesn't
I'm going
wanna-
to come out there and I'm going to finish you. It's like, you couldn't finish a wank, mate, and you're fucking out here. Like, stuff like that just bothers me. But anyway, so it's nice to speak
So
to you.
they told me like, I forgot his name.
Gamrot.
They were like, I did
Bodes well.
I did an interview with Gamrot, and I was like, I bet that was fun.
Yeah.
And then they were like, he said he's got like a surprise for you, and I was like, there's no surprise. Like, come on, you're playing with me now, son.
What surprise
There's
could that
no
poss-
surprise. Yeah, I was trying to rack my brain.
Yeah.
And I was like, the surprise is there's no surprise.
Yeah.
He's gonna do the exact same shit he does every single fight.
Yeah.
He's gonna stand with me. That would be the worst idea. He's
Maybe that
ever
would
had.
surprise you so much you'd get gun shy and you would just look at him like, oh my God,
Me
he's
get-
doing it.
Me get gun shy.
Oh, yeah, fair point.
Like, but I'm experienced enough to know, like, fuck, if I get knocked out, I get knocked out. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it.
I don't know if Gamrot knocks.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
no, the guy's arms aren't painted on. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like, I can't just go out there and be an absolute dickhead. Like, like, he obviously can throw a punch. It's just like, like, I can talk shit about him. It's like, your average Joe can't talk shit. He would kick the absolute dog shit out of you in a kickboxing fight.
I agree.
But it's like, I can say it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that everyone can now. That doesn't mean I greenlit the world to talk shit about Gamrot striking.
I do feel like that happens sometimes with, like, for example, Bilal just won the title, right? It's still like everyone is just like, oh, well, fuck, he's still shit. It's like, he would, you know, he'd beat us up.
He'd box your ears in.
Yeah.
You're like, he can't even box, and it's like, well, he can box better than you can.
Yeah. Anyway, Dan,
Getting after it.
pub talk done again.
We finally got one done.
Well, maybe we'll get one after. We always
Nah,
say,
that's-
it's
yeah,
never
we
going to happen.
always say that.
Yeah, it's
It's
no
never
point.
gonna
Why lie? Why lie
I'm
to
gonna
the
be like this.
people? Well, yeah. Cheers, mate.